Box customers, instructional video on installing the best movie applications to your box. So for the sake of the video, I went ahead and added my favorites to my favorite list. I would recommend you do the same. So the first one on my list is called AFDAH, or AFDA. You'll find it in your add-on section. Go to the bottom of the page, click Get More, and as you scroll through this, you'll find AFDA there. I love AFDA for a couple reasons. One is the developers took out the need to pick a streaming option. So basically, the developers have already picked either the 1080p version or the high definition version of whichever movie you select, which in other applications you have to pick and choose the streaming option. So the developers for AFDA have removed that need, and it's considered what you call a one click and you're in. So Deadpool, it's been out for a while, but if I just click on that to give you an idea, again, the developers just picked the best streaming option available. This is streaming in 1080p. Let me pause that. And so AFDA is one of my favorites just because it's one click. 99.9% of the time that I use AFDA, whichever movie I pick, whether it's on the first page or on the last page, it pulls it up just like that. So within the last 60 seconds, I've clicked on a couple different movies and has put me right into it. Zootopia. So again, within the last minute or so, I've gone into 3 different movies. This is streaming in 1080p. The quality is beautiful. So AFDA makes it on my list. Now, just a side note, my personal preference of looking at my viewing options is not in this type of viewing option. So if you're on this list, you can leave it. But if you left click on your remote, you'll see this Confluence view option pop up. If you continue clicking OK, my personal preference is looking at my options in a thumbnail view like this. And if you see in AFDA, if you go to the bottom of the page, it has multiple pages. It goes all the way to page 124. So it's got years and years of movies to pick from. So again, I changed the viewing option. Again, one of my favorites. This was a great movie, If I Stay. Click on that. And again, pulls it up just like that.
A little thing like his hearing and his music career.
And that's in 1080p. So AFDA makes it on the list. So next, try to breeze through this as quickly as possible. Next is going to be Titan. Titan is a really unique application. If I click on featured HD movies, I love Titan because it actually does things kind of backwards. In terms of your viewing options, it actually starts with the earlier years. So earlier years meaning like 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, 60s, 70s, etc., etc. So bear with me here. So if I keep going back, okay, if you take a look at this, it'll start, I don't even know how far back it goes, but it looks 1928. So it really has a vast library, and the more I keep clicking down, scrolling through the list, it gets me closer to the 2000s. And so I went so fast that my thumbnails didn't catch up to me. So if I click on a particular year, I can't see, this is 1999. It's capturing it, connecting to our server. And there it is. And this is streaming in 720, so high definition, 1999, Bone Collector, great movie with Denzel Washington. So I love Titan for that. So great job there. Next one, we have One Channel. One Channel is a classic, and it's multifunctional because it has TV shows as well. So click on movies. I usually gravitate towards most popular. Let me click on The Revenant. I started watching this earlier, so I'll just hit resume. And this one, the streaming options, if you noticed, was the first time I looked different. So typically the viewing options that has the most views to it is the best. I clicked on the one with one of the least, and it's still working great. Great definition. Let me get out of this. And so this is One Channel. Okay. Get back into it here. We have Gen Movies. Gen Movies is very much like AFTA. In fact, you'll probably look at this and say it's the same, but they do pull streaming options from different places, and they mix it up. So you'll see movie options on this first page that you really didn't see on AFTA. So again, it's one click, you're in. The developers pick the best streaming options available. This one is going to be streaming in 1080p. The Fifth Wave, great movie. And again, as you go through this, you have page after page. So wonderful application for movies. Let me get down to this. Movie Vault is very much like a couple of the other ones we looked at. Different developer picks the best definition movies that are out there. Takes the challenge away from us in terms of picking the right stream, so they've done that. This is Warcraft, and this is playing in 1080p. So another one of my favorites, which is Movie Vault. Okay. Niter is a great application as well, and very reliable. Many different options to choose from. This one looks like it's streaming in 1080p. Let's pull it up. And it's in 1080p. Beautiful picture. Get out of this. This is Niter. And as you see, as I start getting into this, it has a lot of different options to kind of pick and choose from. You could pick, get out of this, change the view. You could pick by actor, right? Will Smith. So you could pick and choose how you want to pull movies. So really good application. So let me get into that. Salt is another great application because it has TV shows and movies, but we're focusing on movies. I'll pick popular movies. And again, it has a variety of different movies kind of mixed in, bunched in together from 2008 to 2016 on this particular menu option. So, and you can see it's loading it much differently than the others. So we'll click on that. I started watching this earlier, so I'll just hit resume. And there you go. Okay. So Salts is definitely a great application, one of my favorites. So next, we have Watch 32 HD, and again, this is very much like AFTA. Again, just different streaming portals. Very, very reliable. Again, could be a lot of redundancy, but again, different movie options. One of the best movie applications out there. This was a great show, Miracles from Heaven. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's a feel-good movie.
I'm not sure I understood what.
And that's streaming in 1080p. It's just beautiful. Now, two of the primary movie and TV applications we loaded to the box are Exodus and Specto. And so very different than the ones we've looked at so far. Exodus, get into it because it's a movie TV application, go into movies. I usually select year. I do it this way because of the versatility of going into one year or another. It's 2004, it'll pull up the most popular shows for that particular year. Troy was one of my favorites for 2004. It's loading it. Exodus is probably one of the most popular applications out on the market right now for movies and TV shows. It's for a good reason. It's very reliable. The developers manage it well. You have plenty of options to choose from. Okay, we're going to pull the HD version of this movie. Give it a second. And there you go. And this is in high definition, as it said, which is beautiful. So even though if you look at Exodus and Specto, even though they might look the same, right? Here's the main menu screen for Exodus. If I get into Specto, you might say, wow, it looks the same. But the big difference is that they pull movies from different portals. And so, again, even though they might look the same, they do pull the streams from different places. So what I tell our customers, if you're watching a movie in Specto and the stream isn't as good as you want, switch over to Exodus or vice versa. Same thing goes with TV shows. But both of these are some of the best applications that are out there for movies and TV shows. So, so those are my favorites. I hope that helped, and I would add those to your favorites as well, and enjoy.